Hey,
Oh,
Holly.
hello.
How are you?
I'm very well. Hello, everybody out there.
Hello, everyone out there. Is it lovely and sunny up in Edinburgh today?
It's pretty sunny, actually. Rare but true. So yes, and how about you?
It's very sunny here in Yorkshire too, so I can't complain.
Hello, my name is Holly Daniel, and I'm the festival producer for Edinburgh International Film Festival this year. And Rosalind?
Hello, I'm Rosalind, and I'm the UK manager for Filmarket Hub. Welcome, everyone.
We are delighted to be working together on this new project, so the Celtic Talent Showcase, which is taking place this August as a partnership event between the two organisations to support talent from the 6 Celtic nations.
Yeah, and for anyone who's thinking of applying, you've got till the 24th of June. We are looking for feature films and scripted series in development from writers and or directors born or based in the Celtic nations or production companies based in the Celtic nations. So we're really excited about this event. It's the first one we've done together, and it's fantastic to be working with you, Holly. And yeah, we're really excited to get those submissions. So please do apply if you've got a great project.
So all the information on how to apply is obviously on the website, but we wanted to do this short Q&A just in case anybody had any specific questions or wasn't clear from what they'd read as to whether you would be eligible or if there were any other more broader questions that you had. So please do post them in the chat, and we will work our way through between now and 5:30 and hopefully just answer any of your queries. I don't know if we want to just cover the submissions process a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, the call is now live on the Filmarket Hub website. If you go to the call section and scroll down a little bit, you'll see in green the Celtic Screen Talent Showcase, and all the questions about sort of eligibility and submission process is there. And basically what we're looking for is for films, has to be an unproduced feature film at the script stage, and you need a full script, a dossier or a pitch deck, and a teaser poster. And for the series, again, an unproduced scripted series at the development stage. So we're looking for a full pilot, a Bible, and again, a poster. And one thing that is quite important to say, I think obviously there'll be people out there who want to apply to this who might have written their script in a Celtic language, which is fantastic. But all we'd ask is for this particular showcase, if you could also submit your script in English just for the submission process. But we'd really love you to also submit the Celtic version, which you will be able to do in the kind of there's a section for your accompanying documents, so you can submit both, but we would need it to be in English to be able to mark and assess it.
So the event itself will take place on the 5th and 6th of August, all online, one day for film, one day for the TV projects. We have a number of companies already confirmed, and they're all listed on the website. I think we will include the link for the website, although assuming most of you know where it is already.
Shall I just quickly run through those we've already got confirmed? We've got Crossday Productions, Kurtzen, Endor Productions, Gaumont, Great Point Media, Headgear Films, NBC Universal International Scripted, Red Arrow Studios, and Federation International, who have just confirmed as well. So we'll hopefully have a few more companies before the actual online one-to-one event. And yeah, I think that's
It's amazing mix of people.
Yeah, some really companies coming.
So just to remind you who can submit a project, so it's non-represented or represented writers or writer-directors who were born or who are based in Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, Ireland, Cornwall, the Isle of Man or Brittany, or production companies based in those same nations.
Yep. Cool. Should we have any questions from the chat? We can start to go through them. Okay.
Let's have a look. So let's start with, can I submit more than one project?
Yes, you can. You can submit as many projects as you want, but each submission, there's a 19.99 euro fee for each submission, and each submission has to have its own sort of one page on the Filmarket Hub marketplace. So it is you have to pay the fee per project, but you can submit as many projects as you want.
And that's great. And can you talk about the selection process a little bit for people who are thinking of applying?
Yes, of course. So basically, we are having in the final selection of on each day, we'll have 8 feature films, 8 TV series. We'll also have sort of 8 special mentions on each day as well. And the way we process each submission is that we have an amazing in-house team of readers who will read through all the scripts and look at all the dossiers and all the accompanying documents. And then there will be a final committee between EIFF and us and our teams, where we will decide which projects have made it through to the final selection, as well as the special mentions.
Great.
Yeah.
And can you, what if somebody is already in conversations with development executives or people from some of the listed companies? Is it still worth their while to apply?
I think, that really depends on the individual situation and how far down they feel. But as long as there's no kind of option in place and the project is free to enter other contests, other competitions, then I think that's absolutely fine. So as long as it's not, options somewhere else, then I'm sure that's absolutely fine.
That's great. We'll just tell some more questions. I'm going to ask you a question. Could you you obviously do lots of different events with different companies and different kind of competitions. Can you give people an idea of what kind of potential outcomes have come from sort of past events like this and showcases that you've done?
Well, showcases, to be completely honest, showcases are quite new. We've just started these this year, but it's very similar to our Pitchbox event. Our goal with both of these kind of events is to connect talent and their projects with the industry, and to start those connections and just to enable those projects to happen. But obviously that can be a very long process, and I think the key, obviously the best case scenario would be an option, which definitely we've definitely had that at last year's online Pitchbox event, and we've had another one the year before. But in many instances, it's also about, just as important as the relationships that the talent get to develop with the executives that are attending, because sometimes that might not necessarily be for the project they've submitted, because it might not be a fit on their slate, but they get to connect with the talent. The talent and the executives get to connect, and it might be that it's for another project further down the line. But it's an incredible opportunity to have. The successful finalists in this showcase will have 8 one-on-ones with some of the top companies, and executives, and it is just such a brilliant opportunity to meet them face to face and have them read your work. And it's usually like, I think in all the feedback we've had, the talent have just found it a really encouraging and edifying experience, and have had great feedback, and it just starts that day, and it goes on and on, because it goes on beyond the event. The other thing is that, the selected projects and the special mentions will be given, they will be invited to join, the marketplace as well. So there's also the opportunity for other connections to happen beyond the actual showcase with EIFF. So they will have a long life on the marketplace if they want. So
fantastic. I have a question here. What if my project is set in a Celtic nation or has a strong Celtic connection, but I am not, or the production company is not based in one of those nations?
Do you want to answer that, or shall I?
Well, we would suggest you would ideally want to be reaching out to a partner in those nations anyway, in order to be making a film there, if you don't already have a base. it's an opportunity to kind of find new partners as well, and then to apply to the showcase. Would you agree?
I think that's a great answer, and I would have said exactly the same. Yeah, brilliant. Just get connected with us. You could reach out to any of the companies or producers, and hopefully there'll be some great matches happening through this opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate obviously that Celtic connections run far and wide, but for this particular showcase in its initial year, these are the kind of eligibility criteria that we've had to set. So hopefully all of you who are interested will fall under our eligibility anyway and be able to apply. Question about age limits. Is there an age limit to apply?
18 and over.
Not because there's any alcohol involved.
No. Well, we do like to have an after showcase beer, but online. But can't wait till it can be sort of face to face. But at the moment, it's still online. So, but
that's great. There's another question here about my project isn't currently in English. Would there be any opportunity to have an extension to the deadline for translation purposes?
No, unfortunately, the deadline is the deadline. So we just recommend, if that is you, then try get it translated ASAP. But we would love to have it in its original language as well as part of it. When you come to submit your project, that we ask for various things, and then there are accompanying documents where you can put your script in its original language.
Okay.
Are there any requirements regarding
project genre?
So we accept all genres, but in this particular showcase, we do not accept animation or documentary, but all genres and all mix of genres are welcome.
Okay. And I think we've covered that about if you're already talking to development execs.
Yeah.
I think it's just about being open up front. If you're going to apply, just let whoever that you're talking to know that you're going to apply. But there shouldn't really be any conflict there, I wouldn't have thought.
No, I think it would be a plus for them to know that if that was the case, that the project's been selected as well. So yeah.
So it's not a question, but I did forget to say earlier that the 16 selected projects will also get accreditation for Edinburgh International Film Festival this summer. So we're a hybrid event this year, so a little bit different than people might normally be used to. And we are going to be in August, having been in June for the last few years. So 18th to the 25th of August are our dates, and as I say, a hybrid festival. So most of the industry activity will be online this year, but we will be having some activity in Edinburgh as well, and hopefully it'll be a nice as day as this.
Sounds brilliant. Yeah, we've already covered that question. Can I submit more than one project? Yes, please do submit as many as you want.
Can you talk a little bit about, so if you're selected and your project and you and your team are have an entry on the website, how does that kind of work in the longer term, say over the following year after the showcase takes place?
So obviously that is down to the talent. That's an invitation. The project, and it's probably really crucial thing to cover, is how we protect talent's work, because when we say it's on an online marketplace, if you're not familiar with Filmarket Hub or how it works, that might say, oh, I don't want my project to be seen by everyone. So the only way that your project, so the way the projects are visible on the marketplace is via a one page, which the talent control completely as to what's in that. We encourage you to put as much information in that as possible, because it's it's a first look. It's what the industry see, We recommend it has to have a poster, a log line, short synopsis, a little bit about the people behind the project, what you're looking for, which is also very key. Are you a writer looking for a production company producer? Are you a writer director? Do you have some finance attached? So we really welcome projects across all phases of development. But the actual materials like the Bible and the script remains hidden unless the talent give permission to the interested party to view it. So, for example, if a company came on, they saw the one page and they thought, wow, I really want to read that script, they can request access. They press a button for request access, and an email will come straight through to the talent, and they can look at the company, see if they want them to read their script, and they give them access. And that's the only way that the company will gain access to the talent's files. So it's very protected, and so that's how the information is all stored. And beyond the Celtic showcase, so the selected projects will have one-to-ones on the day of the showcase. After that, we'll also be emailing the projects, doing an e-blast to all our international producers and companies, sort of highlighting the projects. So that will hopefully gain more interest for the talent. And then they will be, within the marketplace itself, so that other companies can search for them and see them. So they'll be visible there. So I hope that explains a little bit.
And as you progress with your project through the development stages, can you update all the documents that you have on your account site?
And we really encourage that. So it's really simple. Like there are again, it's all available on the website, but it's very simple to edit your one page, to edit your materials. You can do it manual, and then we approve it. The next, happens straight away. Pretty much, it's approved. But you can change your script, your dossier, and the information status on any cast or any finance added. You can just update it as you go.
Great, thank you.
Great. Do we have any more questions? Any more? Nope.
At the moment.
No. So Holly, anything else new that's happening at EIFF this year?
We currently have a call open for our talent lab, which is this year slightly different. It's an online format, so it's a slightly smaller group, so just 24 places this year. Great. And we're looking for writers, directors, and producers who are kind of working towards their sort of first funded feature. And we're going to do it over 2 weekends. Obviously, being online can be a little bit intense. The talent lab is usually quite intense in person, so we're splitting it up a little bit, and also gives participants a bit more time to engage with the films that are in the festival program as well. So the deadline for that, I think, is also the 24th of June. Probably should know that, shouldn't I? But I think it's the same. And all the information on how to apply for that is on the edfilmfest.org.uk website on the talent development pages.
Fantastic. And I'm just seeing if there's any other questions about. I think there was a question about is there a limit to the number of pages, to the script pages? No, there isn't. So that's fine for film and TV. And yeah. I think that's it. If there's we do encourage projects to really kind of think about the visual side of their presentation as well. So particularly because when a project is visible on the marketplace and you can go on and see, it's so important to have a simple poster. It doesn't have to be really fancy, but something that sort of visually sells your project, but also in your accompanying documents, to try and have some visuals in there, in the Bible or in the dossier or in the accompanying deck. It just really, really helps to heighten your project and to sell it and to give us a sense of what you want to create with your script and with your project. So this is another one. My project wasn't something for you.
Yes, so the question is, my project wasn't selected for the open call. Would entering it for the Celtic call
be a waste of time? I'm not quite sure what they mean by open call. Maybe it was the UCOP, the UK online pitch box. That absolutely, I would say if it was that. So whoever's question that was, if it wasn't selected for the UK online pitch box, I think it would be worth entering it for the Celtic call, because we did have a lot of really, really great submissions this year. And also, we try and put together a selection that really is kind of different, complements. We really kind of work hard at kind of trying to get a kind of diverse group of projects of the UK online pitch box. So if yours didn't get in, it doesn't mean that it wasn't a great project. It might just not have been right for this event. So, so definitely would recommend submitting again if you can. If my project is selected, what happens next? How does the event work? Great question. We haven't really covered that. So if you are selected, first of all, we'll notify you. And then before the event, what we really encourage you to do is to create, this isn't compulsory, but we really encourage talent to do that, to create a short video pitch for the project, because just before the showcase, a few days before, we will send all the project information to the attendee executives, so that they have some time to look at them before the actual one-to-one meetings. So we kind of give you some coaching on that, how to prepare your pitch. And to make that, we assist you in kind of making that as smooth as possible if you haven't done it before. But yeah, so we kind of like help you kind of prepare your materials to be as best they can be, and then they'll go off to the executives via the marketplace a few days before the actual event. And then we'll have the event, the one-to-one meetings will take place online with EIFF on the 5th and 6th of August. So the first day will be for feature films and the second day will be for TV. And you will get to have one-to-one meetings with all the companies coming on that day. So it's a great opportunity. So yeah, how does the event work? The event will work on Zoom, and you'll be put into Zoom rooms, private meetings. There will be private meetings with the executives. It's quite an intense day, but yeah, really, really exciting day, and hopefully you'll have a set of great meetings, and that will hopefully be the beginning of more conversations for your projects. So that's just a little bit about the actual running of the event.
There is a question here, says, do you think the scheme will run again in 2022?
I really hope so. This is the first year we've worked together, isn't it, Holly? It's been such a blast. So I really hope we can continue it and go from strength to strength, hopefully. It'd be lovely to do a live one as well one year.
It would be. Hopefully next year we can all be back in person.
Yeah, so very much hope to, but obviously we can't promise that. But
yeah, so we couldn't obviously do the scheme showcase without the support of our funders, and just a kind of a little shout out to say thank you to Film Cymru Wales and BFI Network awarding funds from the National Lottery, Northern Ireland Screen, Screen Ireland and Screen Cornwall for their dedicated support to this project. And we really do hope that we can continue to do it again next year.
Yes, and I'd really, really love to give just a shout out to those companies who are going to be supporting the events, and I think a few more are on their way to committing as well. But just a shout out to Cross Day Productions, Kurtzen, Endor Productions, Gaumont, Great Point Media, Headgear Films, NBC Universal International, Red Arrow Studios and Federation International. So we're really thankful to those companies for committing their time and expertise to coming to the showcase.
So I have another question here. If we are selected, will we be able to meet all of the executives, or did they select who they want to meet with?
That is a great question. You will get to meet all of them. They are committed to meeting you all. That's not about whether they are interested in your project or not. And actually, this is really, it's great, and it's about the project, but it's about so much more than that, because it's about them meeting you, the talent. And so they'll want to know about you, and not just that project, but other projects you might have. So it's really about meeting you, and they're all committed to all the meetings. So that's great. Good question. Anyone else?
There's a question about the pitch deck. What information do you need to include in the pitch deck? Is it the same as a Bible?
Ooh, it's really it's quite a difficult question, actually, because I think some people think is a Bible, some people think it's a pitch deck. And I would say for, because some Bibles are like 50 pages long. Please don't send one of those, because the poor executives won't have time to read it. So I would say, anything from sort of 5 to 10 pages is great. It's really kind of, you can do something much more if you want, but something that tells you if it's a series, try and tell us where the series is going. Obviously, like anyone investing in a series is want to know where you see the series going, why this story now, a little bit about your characters. And obviously, if it's a film, depending on who's submitting, again, is it a production company or writer-director? What is your vision for the film? Some visual aids. So, I mean, really, it's up to you. There's no rules and there's no right or wrong. Just as long as it's written well and sells the story at the end of the day, and something that executives can read and connect with and want to know more about. So, I always say less is more. I mean, note to self as well. But so I hope that answers someone's question. I think it's quite hard because a pitch deck is a pitch, isn't it? Whereas a Bible is a bit more extensive about the actual kind of episode breakdowns and stuff like that. Do you have anything else to add, Holly?
No. I think that it covers everything. It's about kind of, it's your opportunity to give the selectors and then obviously the executives attending just that more detail about your ambition and your vision and what you want for the projects and from the project. So,
are these going to be the same readers as the UK online pitch box? We do have. Probably not exactly the same readers, because we readers are sent different projects all the time. But yes, we have a kind of team of readers who work for us on an ongoing basis. So yes, readers will be the same.
Well, I guess the follow-on question is if somebody's submitting the same project they've submitted before, would it go to the same readers? But I guess it will.
Probably not. We'd probably mix that up, actually, because it's always good to get different perspectives on different scripts. So I would say if the same project is being submitted to UCOP and then it comes in again at Celtic, it could probably be read by a different reader. What are the differences between virtual and live events in terms of strategy and approach? It's a great question as well. Do you want to say anything on that, or do you want me to go? Or?
I mean, I would say the main difference really is the practicalities and the logistics. I would say the strategy and the approach are the same, regardless of when you're whether you're physically in the same room or in the same Zoom room. I mean, with the outcomes that we're aiming to be able to offer to selected participants are the same either way. So I don't, obviously, virtual is a reflection of the times that we're in, but we certainly don't anticipate that there's any difference in the way that we're putting together the selection or the outcomes or any of the elements of the showcase.
And also a little bit of a plus. I really miss live events, by the way. I really love live events. But if you might be a little bit shy at one, what we used to do at our events, at our UK online pitch box events when they were live, is that we'd have a kind of networking lunch and drinks after the event. There wasn't necessarily a kind of one-to-one with each executive, and that's what we've kind of adjusted our model because of having to be online. And actually, it does mean that those who might be a little bit shy, or just not have or you maybe just don't have the opportunity to meet the executive you want to because they're talking to someone else for an hour, or you just don't get that opportunity. Whereas in this structure, it does benefit everyone because everyone gets equal time with each executive. So in that way, I think it works better in some ways, although obviously everyone really misses the the live aspect is and it's also quite hard, I think, to pitch you. I think it's a very different skill to have to pitch your project in a kind of tiny box like this, as opposed to, you know, live, when people can really kind of get a sense of you. So it's a different skill, and I think but at the same time, I think it can work better for some things. I think we've got another question.
I'm writing a Glasgow set sitcom. Would there be any issue with the rules if I submitted what would more technically be a sample episode rather than a pilot episode?
I think that's absolutely fine. I think a sample episode rather than a pilot is fine. It's yeah, I would say yes. And you know,
easy answer, like it.
Yes. So if I get in trouble, no, it's absolutely fine. It'll be fine. So we'll accept that. Thank you. We look forward to reading it. So
that is our half hour, which went very quickly. Actually,
I know we were a bit nervous about this.
If you do have any other questions, you can contact Filmarket Hub via the Celtic Showcase page on their website, and they will get back to you to answer any of your other queries. So thank you so much, Rosalind. Thank you, Filmarket Hub behind the scenes team, for helping us like this Q&A, and we look forward to reading all your applications.
We really look forward to it. I'm very excited about this one. Yeah.
That'll be great. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.